What's going on? I hope you guys are having an awesome day, afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe, turn on your bell notification. Today we're going to be talking about consistency and persistence, and it is episode 5 of the success series. What's going on, y'all? I hope you guys are well. Consistency and persistence, sorry. Why are they so important? How to, I guess you would say, master them in a way. The most important thing about consistency and persistence is understanding that you are going to go through hard times, understanding that things aren't going to always go your way. There's going to be trials and tribulations along the way, and it's going to be similar to one of my previous vlogs where I talk about an optimist versus a dreamer. It was the two different charts, and you're going to have the ups and downs. Sometimes you're gonna have a hard time that you feel like you went backwards 4 steps and your previous one was backwards 4 steps and your previous one was forward 3 steps. So you're gonna feel like you went backwards more than you went forwards in the last little bit, and that's okay because that's just part of the journey that you're on. As long as you stay consistent with the things you're doing every day, you stay consistent with making your bed when you wake up every morning, you stay consistent with meditating, you stay consistent with, if you praying, you stay consistent with, if you go for morning runs, going for your morning run every day, or bike riding, or doing your exercise, or reading, or doing the dishes when you get home. Whatever it is that you need to stay consistent with, it's very important that you do it no matter if you're feeling good, bad, happy, sad. Doesn't matter how you're feeling, you have to stay consistent with whatever you're doing, and you have to persist through the hard times, because every single time you get through one of those hard times, it's going to get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit easier and a little bit easier. But if you let the hard times define you, more often than not, you'll end up one of those statistics where the people give up on whatever it is that they're doing. They become part of the failure rate. So for instance, in something that I do, trading, I've talked about it before. I think that the statistic is so high. The statistic is so high for the amount of people that fail in trading, because they start it, they invest some money, they give up. Oh, you know what, it was a scam, or oh, I can't do it, it's too hard, or oh, I don't have the time to do it, or everybody wants to charge money to learn, nobody wants to teach me for free, blah, 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 blah. Everyone comes up with an excuse as to why they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, why they're not consistently waking up on time, why they're not consistently working out, why they're not consistently eating good, why the people that are failing at something are always looking for an excuse and looking to blame someone else. They can never take responsibility for their own shit and where they are in life and why they're in a situation. It's always someone else that did something, or someone did this, or someone did that, or this happened, or that happened. They never take full control and never grab their own life by the balls, and that's why they always feel helpless, because they're not consistent on what they need to do. They don't persist through the hard times. They're not persistent on, you know what, you're in sales, for example. You need to be very, very persistent when you're a salesperson, because you're dependent on selling whatever it is that you're selling and getting that client, right? So you need to follow up with people. You follow up, hey, just wanted to touch base what you thought about it. Is there any more information that you need? Can I provide you with anything else? Blah, 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 blah. No, okay. Another week later, email them. Another week later, email them. Another week later. The most prominent person that I know that does this, that sticks out in my head the most, that's a salesperson, is Grant Cardone. He's literally the master at it. He sends follow-up emails. Even if you just like registered to a newsletter, you're getting pumped with emails, like probably like one a day, multiple a week for sure, at least 4 or 5 a week. But I think at least like once a day I get an email from one of his newsletters or something, trying to sell something or trying to do this or trying to do that. And it is what it is. That's why he's had so much success in sales. That's why he's had so much success in what he does, because he was consistently always keeping up with the client. He was consistent with what he had to do. I can guarantee still till this day, he's consistent with his routine, with waking up on time, with answering his emails, with getting back to clients, with looking for new prospects, looking for new properties for his real estate portfolio, this, that, the other. And he's persistent through the hard times. I can guarantee with everything that's been going on now in the economy, he didn't just sit back and say, oh, well, it is what it is, I'm just gonna give up and go back to doing whatever, go work at a 9 to 5. No, he persisted through. he figured out a way to make it work. He figured out a way to continue to grind it out, to continue to find new properties, to find new investors, or whatever it is. However he funds these portfolios, that he gets these massive properties. But he persisted through the hard times, and he kept pushing through the hard times, and he doesn't let the hard times define him. He lets the hard times shape him and make him a better person, but he never lets the hard times define him. And that's what separates someone that's successful and someone that's a failure, no matter how many hard times someone that's successful goes through. Because even the most successful people, Elon Musk still to this day, Jeff Bezos still to this day, Bill Gates still to this day, all of them still to this day go through hard times. They don't obviously share it publicly because their lives are very private. They're very private people, and there's not many people around them that would expose, or anybody around them that would expose maybe a hard time that they're going through. But everybody's going through a hard time in some way, shape, or form. But what defines you is how you deal with that hard time. Do you just sit there, fold like a piece of paper, and think, oh, my life is horrible, I'm going through such a bad time, this person did that to me, that person did this to me, blah, 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 and you don't take responsibility for anything that ever happens in your life? And when you don't take responsibility for anything that ever happens in your life, you're always going to feel helpless, because you're always putting the blame on someone else. Someone else is always having the power over why you feel a certain way, why this happened in your life, why that happened in your life. Instead, if you're just consistent, no matter how you feel, and you know what, you can be consistent in the gym every day and go to the gym every day, but your workout on Monday and Tuesday might not have the same energy level, right? And that's okay. That's fine. Your every day is not going to be the exact same. I go to the gym, I work out every single day, I do what I have to do, but my energy level is not always the same every day. One day I might have a crazy amount of energy. The next day I might have a crazy amount of energy. The next day after that I might just be super tired. Maybe I didn't sleep well. Maybe I didn't eat properly. Maybe I'm stressed out. Whatever the case is, but I don't have the expectation for every day to have the same type of feel, which I wouldn't really want anyways, because I kind of feel like it would be boring, and it's kind of like everything is kind of a simulation already, so that would just like make it even feel more like a video game. But I'm just consistent with what I have to do. I wake up every morning, I do the same thing. After that, I do the same thing. I do every single thing that I have to do, no matter how I feel, whether I want to, whether I don't. Sometimes at night, I have a routine that I do before I go to bed. There's nights that I'm tired. I might fall asleep on the sofa or doze off on the computer or whatever the case is. And I get up and I'm like, oh shit, I just want to go to bed right now. I don't want to do my stuff. But then I'm like, okay, well, then that's going to lead to maybe tomorrow not doing it, or the next day not doing it, or maybe tomorrow I'm going to wake up on the wrong side of the bed because I didn't do my routine tonight, right? So and this ties into one of the previous ones, sacrifice. You got to sacrifice. You have to be consistent. You have to be persistent. You have to be understanding. You have to be patient. You have to put all of these things together. And the more you practice all of these things, the easier they will become to do. They will become easier. They will become to do. I think, I don't even know. The easier they will become to make part of your routine and to just make it a habit, right? Like, you want to create a habit in your brain that even if you're faced with a difficult time, you're like, nah, fuck it. Like, I'll get through this. Don't worry. Like, we're going to figure this out. Or do I wake up today, or do I hit my snooze button and sleep for another half an hour? Like, yeah, you can sleep for another half an hour, but are you being consistent with what you need to do? Or is that going to mess up the rest of your day? Are you going to be able to be consistent for the rest of the day like you should be, and stay on track for the week or the month and the year and blah, 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 right? Well, consistency and persistence are very, very important. They are, when it comes to habit-wise, out of all of these, those are probably the two most important habits to have, to be consistent no matter what's going on, how you're feeling, and what you're going through, and be persistent through the hard times, and to keep pushing and keep striving to be your best self. And today could have been a great day, but now aim for tomorrow to be an amazing day, and aim for the day after that to be an outstanding day. And always try to push yourself to be your best version. Don't ever settle, because the second you settle and you're okay with where you are, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, whatever the case is, your life will start going backwards because you're no longer moving forwards, right? Life is always moving. So imagine that this is life, and this is it's moving up, and this is you. So you need to be moving at a faster pace and always be trying to be your best self. If you're standing at if you're okay with, okay, you get to here, life is just going to pass you by, and before you know it, you're going to be 60, 70, 80 years old. You're going to be miserable, wishing that you could go back and redo everything. Oh, I wish I could go back. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. Don't be one of those people that at the end of their life, they're wishing they could have done all these things. Do them now. Do them when you can. It doesn't matter how old you are when you're watching this, whether you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, you're still living life on this earth, right? So if you're watching this video, I implore you to be consistent with what you know helps you, whether it's reading a book or meditating or putting on some music and doing the dishes for an hour or cleaning your house or going for a walk or whatever the case is. Be consistent in the things that you know are making you a better person, little by little, because you're not gonna go and meditate and sit down and meditate today for 10 minutes and become Bill Gates tomorrow. But meditating for the next 10 years might help you become mentally and emotionally focused enough to create some sort of revelation or revolution or whatever the fucking word is, or invention or whatever the case is, that's going to change the world. And you'll be the next Mark Zuckerberg, you'll be the next Bill Gates, you'll be the next Elon Musk. And that is what separates the winners from the losers, is the people that no matter how hard of a time they're going through, they keep pushing through and they're still persistent with whatever they want to achieve. No matter how they're feeling, they're still consistent and waking up every day and they're showing up every day. And the best soccer players in the world, there's days that I can guarantee you they don't feel well. They still show up to the pitch every day and they still practice. They still show up to their media presentations. They still show up for publicity, fucking whatever it is. All that shit. They still show up every single day and do what they have to do, and they're consistent with the things that they know are going to help them get to where they want to be, to help them be the best self, and that keeps pushing them in the direction that they want to move in. So I hope some of you or all of you can apply persistence and consistency into your life, because I can promise you that maybe not in a month, 2 months, 3 months, or a year or two, but 5, 6, 7 years from now, you're gonna be like, oh fuck, you know what, that fucking idiot Chris guy on YouTube was right. You know, that meditating for the last 5 years has really changed my life, or reading 10 pages of a book every day for the last 5 years has changed my life. Or you know what, I'm so happy I listened to him and I started putting in the effort every single day and I pushed through that hard time and was persistent on losing weight and getting healthy, because now I can I can spend more time and have more life to spend with my kids, right? So I hope this inspires some of you. I hope you're having a blessed, awesome morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I love you guys. Thank you for watching this vlog, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.